Le dáchas an ag Isla short a dáiseach mar neach ciúlá. Unúrs go dtí blasach a ráireach bhine, runnig í spárs a dhéanú lán úne.
I went straight from like being a full-time child musician to racing every weekend on the national scene and just meeting loads of new people. I developed like loads of really nice friendships through that, which just kept it really fun at that age. And I just, went straight in and raced like all summer long. When I was 16, 17, I very quickly started winning races and went to compete at an international level. And I never really had the progression to the front of those bike races. I was just suddenly there. And that definitely gave me this kind of naive perspective on mountain biking, that I just continued to be at the top all the way through my career. And that was something I've definitely have a different understanding of now.
Díadach nó a bheith cúis na glúta de dúirt a Isla, a ruta an uamhasach mo cynniú ag siaplan díach.
When I was a junior and I was kind of starting to, I guess, show the world what I thought I could do, I was hit by a car when I was out training. This was 2013, and physically I was kind of fine after a couple of months. I had a fractured collarbone and 2 compression fractures in my spine, and although quite serious injuries, because I was young, I recovered pretty quickly, but the psychological effects that had on me were a lot longer lasting. Kind of like struggling to get back on the bike and pushing myself technically, because mountain biking is an extreme sport and injuries are part of it, but kind of trying to find the confidence to do that again in a really crucial part of my progression as a bike rider was really difficult, and something that I've found I'm kind of playing catch up on a little bit now. And then obviously just the psychological impact of realizing at 16 that you're not invincible is quite makes you think about what you want in life. And fortunately for me, it made me think I definitely want to do this despite the potential consequences with the injuries and stuff. So in some ways it was actually a really positive thing that happened to me.
A dhéanne na crachban starre a bheith mo cynniú, thuaid Isla a dáise a bicycle, agus háisigh a réiseach go farpaseach a díist.
No, I'm very much in love with the sport now and always will be. But I think I was really lucky to have a really positive kind of happy environment around me with the team that I was on at the time, and everyone was really understanding and people didn't really put pressure on me. And bike racing at that age was, you're an under 23 rider in the grand scheme of things, it's not that important, and that was like a nice place for me to be in whilst I tried to find the love again for racing. And I went through a period of just getting like career bests every race because I was on that kind of comeback trajectory, and for me that just like re-sparked the love for it because I love winning, and that's what I was doing. I was back on my pathway to the top, and that was when I kind of reconfirmed that that's what I wanted to do.
Chata chud dúlaíochtas in a pandemic started Isla, agus bheith Joe Hayes an aiche a bicycle. Get a cailí amach is na gemichin Olympicach an na dábílas fichit. Hai an na Joe ortu is hoiseach is Paris, dábíla is céir haríchit.
It's been a really frustrating time because obviously athletes don't have a lifelong career, and losing a year or a year and a half of that has felt a bit stressful at times. But actually somehow during COVID, during 2020, we had like a really intense short season at the end of the year, and I managed to get some results that were kind of, I thought, a few years away, and that really gave me a lot of confidence going forward. And then I found lockdown 2 in the UK a big struggle psychologically, and my 2021 season was good, but it wasn't fireworks. And I was also shortlisted for Tokyo, and I never went, but the plan was never to go. The plan was to kind of be in the mix, and for me that's made me really excited for Paris, because for the first time I watched the Olympic race seeing like my friends race rather than these, big superstars. And that was really nice because it just, I'm one of them, and that's my plan, is to be on that start line in a few years. And alongside that, I've now finished in the top 15 at World Cups 6 times, so I'm getting a bit bored of that and I would like to get a top 10 next year, and just kind of try my best to continue my path to hopefully winning a World Cup at some point, and you know, just trying to continue to learn about how I'm going to get there, because you're always learning, and every year you look back and you think, what was I doing? So yeah, I'm pretty excited about everything I've learned through COVID and with my racing along with that, so yeah.
Ha Isla na tachriche onslán changing, go harich on the spores as he a critching of a lúchlísach a hat tolichte a gianuna share. Hairs on shaw helping to lúchlísach canela on to hula spores, agus I touch immerich idem boy, a hike na mean in socialta.
Social media is such a big part of our jobs, and you know, there are people judging all of our performances and creating narratives around that, and I always thought, you know, if I can let my audience have that context and understand what's going on with me to an extent, then I don't feel that pressure to perform if, you know, I'm not capable on that day. And it's just made racing a lot easier, because you know, I don't have to hide away if I have a bad day. I can just say having a bad time, and that's, I think, really nice. And I know a lot of people can't struggle to kind of be open about that and articulate that, and I'm definitely a big advocate for happiness comes first, and more I'm understanding that, you know, nothing is relevant if you can't help yourself. And especially during COVID, I've learned that, you know, for me to do good for other people and for me to race my bike and inspire people through that, I need to be happy. So at some point, the thing that you love and want to pursue, it becomes a job. And I think making sure, no matter what level you're at, it's always finding the time to reconnect with the reason why you got into it as a kid. Because I don't know about most people, but I didn't start riding a bike because I wanted to be Olympic champion one day. I just liked being outside. And I'm quite lucky because I love bike riding separate from racing and training. And for me, that means if I need time away from my job, I'll probably go on a big bike ride, which I think is a really nice kind of relationship to have with it. But I think everyone can have that relationship with their sport, even if it's their job. I think it's just making sure you turn all your data off and just go out and enjoy why you got into it.